the Florida game. Last thoughts before Florida Mercer. What do you got?
Well, they just have to respect this basketball team. This team played NC State to 4 points. They played Georgia State, a team that we know were able to knock off Alabama to 2 points. They will be well prepared for this basketball game. If Florida doesn't show up, they will take a loss.
Florida can score when they turn their opponent over. They're highly rated in points off of turnovers.
Yep.
I'd need to see them focus on their half-court offense, using and helping each other.
Florida and Mercer started playing in 1919.
Ooh.
Way back in the day. 99 years, we get to see another edition of it. Sam Ravitch and Mark Wise on the call.
Well, thank you, guys. Yep, welcome into the Stephen C. O'Connell Center here on the campus of the University of Florida. They have not lost at home this year. Mercer has not won on the road. They are 0-5. Alongside Mark Wise, I'm Sam Ravitch. Mark, there's been a lot of panic around Gator Nation this year as far as wins and losses go. Offense has struggled, but the defense has been really stellar.
No question the Gators have been on a roller coaster this season, and the numbers support both the fantastic play on defense and the struggles on offense. Florida has been marvelous in controlling tempo, not allowing points in transition, and they're a better rebounding team from a year ago. But the struggles on offense are real. Florida has been a very pedestrian team, shooting from both the field and the arc, and the free throw shooting has been abysmal. But, Sam, if the season is a 31-chapter book, Florida's only on chapter 10. No need to panic yet.
Still a lot of reading left to go, Gator Nation. No need to fear. And we were talking with head coach Mike White before this game started, and he said, look, exactly what you were just saying, Mark. This is a very early on kind of feel to this team, and a young team still trying to find their way. We are underway here at Exactech Arena. The Florida Gators coming off of a loss to Michigan State. And that was one of the problems that Mark White was talking about, was just the hustle underneath, the play, and the careless turning the ball over.
And not what you want on your first possession. Both teams have opened up man-to-man. Both teams will zone. As a matter of fact, Mercer likes to mix up their defenses.
First shot missed by Ethan Stair on the reverse. You saw the starting lineup for Mercer. Here's the starting lineup for the Florida Gators. And one thing to note, as another turnover is created, Jalen Hudson making his first start since the Oklahoma game. That was on November 22nd. And Coach White was saying, look, he had a much better week of practice this week.
Feels like he is primed for maybe a breakout game. 5 games he came off the bench, didn't average 3 points a game. Here's a look at Hudson. And on the out under, Mercer zones in the 3-2. You'll see 4 or 5 different defenses. This has been a staple of Bob Hoffman, trying to keep you off balance.
Noah Locke off balance 3, and he knocks it down for the first points of the game.
2/3 of Locke's shot are from bonus land. He's a threat at all times. And this is a press that Florida has utilized all season. Little 3-quarter 1-2-2.
Marcus Cohen driving. He's going to run the point. Ross Cummings from the top of the key. That's off the mark. Cummings, the leading scorer for this Mercer team, averaging 13.5 points per game. Nemar drives. Hudson out for 3 off the back iron. Good strong rebound there by Kavarius Hayes. Here's Andrew Nemard off the backboard and whistle underneath.
Well, this is a concern of Bob Hoffman, is can his team rebound? And early on, Florida with a second shot, third shot opportunity. Fun guy to talk to today at shoot-around. Has a unique perspective on the game.
Charging foul going the other way. Keith Stone was a little bit too hard in the paint.
Everybody wants to talk about the Mercer win over Duke in the NCAA tournament, but the secret for Bob Hoffman has been success over the course of time.
Two-time Atlantic Sun Coach of the Year, has directed Mercer to 6 postseason tournaments, 10 Power Conference wins as well.
Interchangeable offense for Mercer. All 5 guys can play all 5 positions.
Here's Jalen Stowe, gets the ball on the block, can't convert, and Florida back out on the break.
Those are the ones you have to make.
Noah Locke wide open once again, knocks it down.
Mercer slow in transition D. Good start for Florida, good start for Locke.
And this has been a problem for Florida, was getting off to an early start as Cummings extends that elbow. So far, Noah Locke is locked down from beyond the arc.
First possession from Hudson. Noah Locke, catch and shoot. Did you see the rotation of the ball? Perfect spin. There's going to be one of these games one night where Locke is going to knock down 6 or 7 from beyond the arc. He has that kind of ability.
Strong drive from Hudson. And he's able to knock it down with contact. A fantastic start for a Florida team that has been struggling to shoot from the field. So far, 3 for 5 in the early goings. They're out to an 8-0 lead over the Mercer Bears. Cohen trying to create space. Keontae Johnson unable to guard Cohen there in the up and under, and the Bears on the board.
Nice little finish by Cohen, utilizing the rim as a protector.
Wide open in the corner. Hudson can't finish.
He's got to feel like the rim has shrunk on him, doesn't he? Just really continues to struggle at the arc. 20% on the year entering this game. Back-to-back possessions where Cohen just beats his man off the bounce.
Another good drive from the 6'4" sophomore guard from Tampa, Florida. Playing in his home state. Wasn't recruited by Florida, decided his best option was to go to Mercer, and awfully close to Florida, just about a 3-hour drive north of here in Georgia. Floater in the lane, Nembhard can't get it to go. Ross Cummings handling the ball, leading scorer 13.5 per game. Ethan Stair from long range, nowhere close. And in that loss to Michigan State, Mark, what was one thing that you really saw that Florida needed to work on?
Lack of inside finishes, just like that one from Hayes. Florida tried to establish Hayes early, Stokes early, came up empty.
Ethan Stair driving, had some contact off the back rim.
Mercer's missing easy shots, breaking down the Florida defense.
Into the corner, Hudson getting Stowe off his mark. Various Hayes now. Noah Locke from long range off the mark, and it's going to go to Mercer.
Sam, one of the things that Mike White wanted from Jalen Hudson is to figure out different ways to impact winning. Here he is taking the charge and finishing on the other end. Florida off to the good start.
Florida Gators out to a hot start here, 4 for 9 from the field. They lead 10-4. Alongside Mark Wise, I'm Sam Ravitch. Great to have you with us here tonight. Mark, a couple of players for Florida really starting to struggle early on in this season, especially Jalen Hudson from what he had last year. What's been the biggest difference that you've seen from guys like Jalen Hudson?
I think maybe a lack of offensive swagger. There's no doubt that Florida's offense needs to catch up with their defense, and that starts with Hudson and Allen. A year ago, Hudson shot 40% from bonus land and led the Gators in scoring. Mike White said earlier, he's had a great week of practice and maybe seems poised for a breakout. Kayvon Allen is just 10 points from 1,400 in his career and has made 200 career threes, kind of in streaky fashion. But Allen has also shown signs of coming around on the offensive end. In his last 3 games, he's averaged 15 and has shown the kind of offensive aggression that he showed last year. The last year's numbers, this year's numbers. The offense has to catch up to the defense.
And again, Jalen Hudson making his first start since November 22nd against Oklahoma here tonight. Let me ask you this, Mark. How do you get out of a slump? And I know Coach White was talking about we got to get back down to fundamentals. Is that a good way to jumpstart something like that?
Well, again, remember that the ball is in your hands less than 10% of the time you're on the floor. So what else are you doing to impact winning? And I think it starts there. Don't get so consumed with your shot. See if you can get to the free throw line. Take a charge, get an offensive rebound, go get a putback.
Jalen Stowe picks up the batted ball over to Cohen, driving baseline. Has nowhere to go. Hayes all over him.
Well, that was a near turnover like 4 different times in that possession. I like that move by Allen to probe the defense in transition. Didn't like what he had. So set back up the offense. And that usually means getting the ball in Nembhard's hands.
And Nembhard has led the Gators in all 9 games in assists so far this season. Hudson drives with contact, can't get the friendly roll, finds his own rebound. Nembhard with a quick trigger. And a whistle underneath.
And right now, Mercer having all kinds of issues keeping Florida off the offensive glass. And you see some of the struggles for Florida offensively. These are good looks. Hudson's drive was a good look. Nembhard's 3 after the offensive rebound was a good look. Mike White searching for answers on the offensive end.
Rebound to Jalen Stowe. Florida started off extremely hot. You saw a couple of threes from Noah Locke. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Mercer trying to get their offense going. Cohen driving with that left hand, can't get the roll. And there's a good defensive rebound from Kavarius Hayes. Getting on the floor has been a significant talking point for head coach Mike White, and that has been one of the problems for the Gators, at least in his eyes. Good shot there, Ethan.
Yeah, that's Stone with a little mid-range face-up. He's had a very inconsistent season, like most of the Gators on the offensive end, but he too, last 3 games, averaging 9 and 6.
Ross Cummings with a pullback 3, got it.
Now, Ross Cummings can light up in a hurry. He's made 8 threes in a game, 6 threes, had 5 against UT Martin, had 4 in the last game against Georgia Southern. A prolific 3-point shooter.
Yeah, really a sharpshooter for this Bears team, shooting over 40% from beyond the arc this year. Another 3, this time from Hudson off the front iron. A good sign from Hudson that he's shooting the ball a little bit more, has some more confidence.
Yes, I mean, you want your guys to shoot the ball, play with confidence. Don't pass up good looks.
Ball goes the other way. Nembhard tried to tip it over Cohen there.
DeAndre Ballard not playing tonight, injured in practice. That may mean more minutes from Mike Okaru, who just entered the game.
Coach White, we were talking about that injury there. We were talking about it, and he was kind of shaking his head how it happened, because it was a dry O situation, meaning there was no offense. They were running in practice, and Ballard just took an elbow to the face in concussion protocol.
So this will be a challenge for Stokes in the game, guarding a perimeter player.
Georgi Dimitrievich carrying the ball there, entering the game as well. Three on the shot clock, and another turnover. Corey Kilby couldn't handle the ball. Florida up to an early lead, 12-7 here in the O-Dome. Tomorrow we'll have a men's college basketball doubleheader for you when Virginia takes on South Carolina at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then after, it's Georgia Tech taking on Arkansas. Both games right here on the SEC Network and on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere, anytime. 12-7 here early on in the O-Dome. Florida 5 for 14 from beyond the arc, from the field. And Mark, when we were talking about Andrew Nembhard, one of the young players on this team, 6.1 assists per game, has led the Gators in every single game in that category this year. What have you seen from this young freshman so far?
Great decision making. On the year, 55 assists, 14 turnovers. That assist to turnover ratio, second best in the league. He kind of has an old man's game as a point guard. Doesn't really kill you with blinding speed, has great vision, and his size allows him to throw over a lot of people, but he has been marvelous in the first 9 games.
6'5" freshman from Ontario, Canada. Played for Team Canada in the FIBA World Cup qualifying games this past summer, rated as a 5-star recruit by most outlets in Canada. Also really considered one of the best passers coming out of the 2018 recruiting class, something head coach Mike White really likes.
Well, and he's had big shoes to fill,
right,
filling in for the departed Chris Chioza. Mike White has gone from a very small point guard, very quick point guard, to a bigger presence at the point in Nembhard in his 6'5" frame. If Nembhard had played at Ole Miss, Mike White would have never seen the floor. I hope that doesn't get back to him.
A lot of outlets also saying Nembhard has the tools necessary to play at the next level, albeit just a freshman this year. You can certainly see why some of the rumblings have occurred.
Florida's showing a different look offensively, looking to tweak some things, get better offense, but they utilize Stokes and Stone as pillars down on the block and let Locke and the 3 guards kind of run off of them. It's a new look. Take another look. Utilizing Stokes, Locke rejects the screen. Entry pass is on point. And that leads to a pass big to big and the foul inside. Now here is where Florida has had monumental problems, and Keith Stone is kind of the hardest guy to figure. A guy that shot 72% at the line last year, just 52. Part of the problem that the Gators have had as a team, dead last in the Southeastern Conference at just over 63%.
Yeah, the Gators ranked 312 out of 356 teams on Division
That's not
I.
good.
That's not
good.
And that's something they're going to need, especially in a tough SEC conference this year. Ross Cummings pulls up, and how about that shot? That is smooth from Ross Cummings.
Has such a great release.
Good hands, too, on defense there, poking it away. Ross Cummings, 6'3" junior shooting guard from Dixon, Tennessee. Named preseason All-Southern Conference team in the polls this year. A bright future.
75% of his shots are 3 balls. So you can't be late on the catch. Your feet defensively have to be above the arc.
Shot off the mark from Noah Locke. Marcus Cohen quick up the court, pulls it back, slips, and now down on the floor goes Keith Stone. Cummings comes up with it, drives, left-hand layup. No good, and a foul is called.
Bailout foul, really. Loose ball situation. Florida does not come up with the play. Let's take another look at Cummings and his shooting form. Watch how pretty this is. Even off the bounce, he's going to take a bounce with his left hand and then just raises up. It's quiet, perfect seam rotation. Has a twin, Gabe. I wonder if Gabe can shoot like Ross.
Nose is bleeding a little bit. Has not phased Ross Cummings yet. I'm not sure if he really knows. He's in the zone right now, has scored 10 or more points in 8 of the last 10 games. And well on his way to doing that again tonight.
Until Florida makes some shots, it's going to be hard to get Mercer out of this zone.
He's Stone, met by a big body down low, gets his own rebound, and a whistle underneath.
When a team zones, there's only 2 ways to beat a team out of a zone or get them out of a zone. You either shoot a team out or you offensive rebound a team out. Right now, Florida doing neither. Bob Hoffman's team hanging around.
Coach Hoffman in his 11th season. And Mark, maybe you can elaborate on some of these schemes we're seeing defensively from Mercer, because they're so interchangeable and they switch it seems, on every possession.
No, they like to keep you off balance. There's no question about it. They'll even throw in some jump defenses. He's not afraid to triangle and two, box and one. The kitchen sink, as we like to call it.
Good off-balance shot there by Allen for three. Ross Cummings has the last 8 points for Mercer after Cohen scored the first 4. So it's been a Cohen and Cummings game so far. Cummings wide open once again, able to create space. Can't convert.
Yeah, 2 guys on the closeout challenging. Well, we talked about at the top, Florida needs better offense from Allen and Hudson. Off the bounce, nothing fancy. Just going to his right. Jumps up and knocks the 3 ball down over the defender.
One thing I've been impressed with Kayvon Allen, the way he's been able to disrupt on defense too. 2.0 steals per game, second in the SEC in that category. Cummings goes to the ground. Corey Kilby underneath, blocked by Kavarius Hayes.
Yeah, he's got 17 blocks on the year. That leads the Gators. So the ball sticks just a little too long for my liking.
Good fake underneath there for Hayes. Also something that Coach White was talking about was being able to be secure with the ball down low. Here's Stowe on the other end, able to break the press fairly easily.
And Mercer is slicing and dicing that 3-quarter press by Florida.
Quick from Akaru, and no dice on that one. Florida has had one of the tougher non-conference schedules in entire Division I basketball this year. And Mercer is no slouch themselves, and they'll give you everything they got as Cohen picks up his 5th and 6th points of the game.
Right now, Florida has nobody who can keep up with Cohen. He's getting whatever he wants off the bounce.
Deontay Johnson down low with the right hand, and that was in.
Johnson's so strong. 6'5", 225, has a linebacker body. Take another look at his ability to take and absorb the contact.
That was in the cylinder and down.
They're not going to let you shoot that back up through the rim. Now here's a different look. I like this adjustment by Mike White. The 3-quarter zone was no good, so now they've just gone straight man.
6 different Gators have scored on offense already in this game, down to 8 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Certainly a good sign. Cummings from way downtown. Look out, Ross Cummings.
Just needs a little bit of space, doesn't he? It's fun to watch. Shooting clinic, and the clinician is Ross Cummings.
Already 11 points, 3 for 6 from the field, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. And all of a sudden the Bears pull within 1. Not for long though. Kayvon Allen.
Corner 3 ball against the 3-2 zone. Anytime the ball goes below the free throw line, that's a good offensive possession against the 3-2. Now let's see if somebody can keep up with Cohen.
Decided to put Jalen Hudson on him. Good poke away there from Hayes. It's going to stay with the Bears. Florida 4 of their last 5 from the field. But somebody stop Ross Cummings. 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. But then right back on the other end, Allen knocking it down. He's 2 for 3 from the field. Florida on top, 23-19. Well, tomorrow is the big signing day in college football, and Dari Jean and ESPN National Recruiting Coordinator Craig Halbart will provide wall-to-wall coverage of all 14 SEC schools. Find out where the nation's top football recruits will land. SEC Now signing day special, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, right here on the SEC Network and live on the ESPN app. You can watch anywhere, anytime. 23-19. The Gators on top in the first half here. Ross Cummings has been able to keep the Mercer Bears extremely close. 11 points, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc mark.
Earlier this season, he went 8 for 15 in a game. He went 6 for 10 from the arc against the Citadel. Or how about 5 of 9 against UT Martin last game out against Georgia Southern? I guess he had an off game. He was just 4 for 10. But he's picked up exactly where he left off. Solid shooting early on, keeping the Bears in the game on the road.
All right, Mark, defensively, how do you stop a Ross Cummings?
Well, here's, first of all, you got to get feet way above the arc. And they tried to blitz the screen, but Mercer was able to pass out of that. That's where the offense was better than the defense.
Georgi Dimitrievich getting on the board from long range. Transfer from Western Nebraska Community College. Nemhard has it stripped away from him, and the Bears end up with it.
Hard to dribble, penetrate against the zone.
Third turnover for the Gators in this first half. Dimitrievich from long range. A heat check there, no good.
Dimitrievich is just 23% on the year, so you wonder if that first make was maybe a little fool's gold. He's capable, no question.
Mercer Bears pull within 1. Area's wide open again. Knocks it down.
Feeling it.
Dimitrievich.
Mike White not happy at all with transition defense. That's going to get some guys out of the game. He's talked about almost ad nauseum about his team's lack of competitive spirit at times. And it started the very first game of the year on the road at Florida State. Now, Florida State is dynamite, and they're doing it without Phil Cofer. But really felt like his team just kind of didn't compete at the level that he wants his team to see, wants to get from them. Here's Dimitrievich. Again, steps into the first one, and then the second one in transition. This is just a little rub screen and throw across. There's no defender, no closeout. That's a breakdown in transition defense. And the Bears right now making Florida pay for some lapses on the defensive end.
First lead of the game for the Mercer Bears. 5 for 10 from long range. Ross Cummings, even with the bloody nose, no problem, and Dimitrievich getting involved as well.
They're trying to mix it up, man-to-man out of the timeout.
Mercer up by 2. Noah Locke in the lane, good off-balance shot.
Again, using the big as a screener allows Locke to curl into the paint.
If you're head coach Bob Hoffman, you have to be happy with the way your Bears have started this game. The turnover is a bit of a problem, but you're playing against the 7th ranked in defensive efficiently, according to KenPom. And that's not easy to do, Mark.
No, they've executed. They've had too many turnovers. It's almost like they're either making a shot or having a turnover.
Into the corner for Allen. Kayvon Allen, the 6'2" senior guard from Little Rock. He's got 9, 3 for 4 from the field today.
Good execution that time by Florida, who's gone to more sets than motion.
Couple of good shooters out there, and Cummings and Dimitrievich. Ross Cummings drives the floater in the lane, no good. And Nemhard comes up with a board.
Well, that's what you want if you're guarding Cummings. Make him be a dribbler.
Noah Locke in transition, off the mark. Mercer up with it.
So it's a quick shot, but I think it's one that Mike White is willing to live with right now, trying to find some offensive consistency.
Foul going the other way.
Yeah,
Dante Johnson with the charge.
Yeah, I think Amack just decided to lower his shoulder. Amack just comes over his left shoulder. Johnson holds his ground. It's an easy call.
Ardaz Amack from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Florida capitalizing off the Mercer mistakes.
5 turnovers for Mercer, only 3 for Florida. Gators have done a pretty good job of keeping care of the ball. Not so much there as Dimitrievich gets his hand in the passing lane.
There's an old rule that if the zone is an odd front, meaning a 3-2, an odd number, 1-3-1, a 3-2, that you need an even front to counter that offensively. Florida is trying to get there in a kind of a different way.
Allen driving, slicing through the zone, can't finish.
But again, you can't ask a guard to finish against the zone from 20 feet out. Too many bodies.
Florida has had some trouble, especially in the early going this season, of getting the ball down low and then getting points from that. Jalen Stowe on the other end, he's fouled.
It didn't always look pretty by Stowe, who's had a very steady season for Mercer. Has played really well lately, last 3 games averaging better than 16 a game. And is coming off a really good game against Georgia Southern 10 days ago, where he had 18 points, 8 rebounds, has been solid at the line, 75%.
First foul on Keontae Johnson. And Stowe knocks down his first free throw. Yeah, 15 or more points in 4 of the last 5 games for the senior from Harrisburg, North Carolina.
We've got some linebacker bodies, don't we? Stowe at 6'4", 200, Johnson 6'5", 220.
Corey Kilby on this Mercer team also was a high school quarterback and got some looks out of Oklahoma. Decided to go to Mercer. Stowe 1 for 2 from the charity stripe, and Florida out in the break. Keontae Johnson can't get the floater to go. It's going to stay with the Gators. 28-26. It's been awfully close. Mercer has been hot from beyond the arc. Gators, 2-point lead.
My man Fish is ready. So is Pat Bradley to talk about what we're seeing so far. That is Tevin Campbell. What are you seeing so far down in game?
Defensively, Florida's got to pick it up because when the defense is set for Mercer, it's tough for them to score.
Mercer's already got 5 threes. They only average 7 PB. All right? 2 off their average.
We'll also get you updated on the Georgia and Alabama game. Back to Sam and Mark.
Oh, thank you, guys. It's been awfully close here in the early goings. Florida up by 2 to the Mercer Bears, 28-26. The good and the bad, Mark. Walk us through this.
Take what the defense gives you. In this first possession, Nembhard gets the screen, realizes where the defenders are, and has a nifty little pass to Allen for a corner 3, but Allen goes too far off the bounce. Notice the top of your screen, Johnson was wide open. Again, get your feet into the paint, attract defenders, kick out, make the right call, make the right decision.
Also on the other side, for one of the best defenses in the country so far in the early goings, Mercer has been able to find a little bit of a weakness out there on the perimeter with Ross Cummings.
Again, he's just such a good shooter, but it's been the inability to guard Cohen off the bounce, I think, that has kind of surprised Florida.
Ross Cummings leading the way with 11 points, a couple of Gators nearing double digits.
And here's a 1-3-1. It's just such a hard pass to execute against that kind of defense. And that leads to the jump ball, possession arrow, Mercer. Another change of defense by Bob Hoffman. I told you, kitchen sink.
Mercer, a team that if they get hot from beyond the arc, and with Cohen driving the way he is, and the quick ball movement around the perimeter, things can be dangerous.
Much more committed closeout by Allen on Cummins. Went flying at him. And after the 1-3-1, what does Mercer do? Back to the man-to-man. Florida confused offensively, another turnover.
5 turnovers now.
And these turnovers are happening, Sam, in the first 10 seconds of a possession.
Not what you want to have, right?
No, a little more patience, a little more ball reversal, have everybody touch it.
A little bit of a scoring drought for both teams. No field goals over the last 3 minutes for Mercer, none over the last 2.5 for Florida. Corey Kilby in the corner. No good, bodies on the floor. 5-on-4 for the Gators. Allen driving, floater off the mark.
You see, that's a wild shot.
Dmitrievich will bring it out to Cohen and reset. Under 3 left to go here in the first half. Mercer Bears now haven't scored in the last 4 minutes. Dmitrievich trying to change it, no good.
They tried to take advantage of a switch with Stone on top.
Keith Stone will pull up from 3, got it!
See, I would tell you, I don't know that that's a great shot. But when they go in, they're all great shots.
You were talking to Coach earlier, too. You were saying, make shots, a lot easier.
Yeah, life is a lot simpler as a coach when the ball goes through the hoop.
Florida 41.4% from the field. Believe it or not, that's incredibly better than they have been shooting recently. Cohen drives, creates contact, no call. Allen with a quick trigger off the front iron.
I'm okay with that shot. Why am I okay with that shot? Because that's your three-point shooter. He was in rhythm. It's in transition. It's early offense.
Jalen Stowe slipping, and he's going to take too many steps. Last 9 possessions. Mercer 0 for 5, 3 turnovers.
Take another look as Stowe drives.
That could have been dangerous.
Yes.
Not somebody that Mercer can afford to lose in the short term or the long term with Jalen Stowe. 1:15 left to go in the first. Florida up by 5. Nembhard to his left, finding Stone, top of the key.
Well, that wasn't close. But again, Hayes, the effort guy. Rebounds out of his area code.
Florida ahead in the rebounding column, 21-14. Nembhard trying to create space, can't get it to go. Strong rebound from Stone as it's stripped away.
Stone got the rebound but was unable to get back up. Mercer has done, Sam, what they came here to do. Hang around in the first half.
15 on the shot clock. Ross Cummings drives the baseline. A lot of contact there. Finally, a foul called. I believe Jalen Stowe is going to go to the line, though.
I think this is on Keith Stone. And I think it's a late whistle, and it's his second. As Cummins just kind of forces the issue.
A lot of contact there.
I'm not sure. I guess the foul is on Stone, but they've got the wrong guy at the line. If the foul was on Stone, then they put the wrong guy at the line.
For Mercer, number 15.
Nonetheless, that's 2 on Keith Stone. He will check out. Ross Cummings naturally is a great shooter, one of the best free throw shooters on the team as well. Shooting 80%. He knocks both those down.
Last shot opportunity.
What do you want to see on this possession, Mark?
Late ball screen for Nembhard and let him be the decision maker.
10 left to go in the half. Nembhard still far away from the basket here.
Mercer switches up and goes zone.
5 to go. Noah Locke with the shot. He got it.
Like I said, allow Nembhard to be the decision maker against man or zone and sets up Locke beautifully.
A strong way to finish that first half. Noah Locke walks into the locker room leading with 11 points. Nembhard with the assist to Noah Locke. 34-28 at the half. Let's send it to our studio for our halftime report.
34-28, Damian Fishback, Pat Bradley, Peter Burns. What are you laughing at, Fish? What are you're chomping at the bit to say something. Go ahead.
Too much caffeine, man.
No. I am a huge Nembhard fan, okay? Huge fan. Love his assist to turnover ratio. but Sam Hunt talks about doing 15 and a 30 and not being in any hurry. And that seems like Nembhard offensively sometimes. I just need him to speed up a little bit so Florida can try to score before that defense sets up for Mercer.
He's trying to make him into the cheese.
Yeah,
There's only one. Chioza.
But that's what this team is trying to do, and still it kind of feels almost, the Gator fans, if they're watching this right now, almost as frustrated outside of that last three-point shot right before half. It felt like a little bit of a frustrating half.
Yeah, there are times they do struggle. So we know that's not a secret, okay? But Locke comes out, makes 3 threes. You got Kayvon Allen with 3 threes. You have guys that you know can make shots.
Yep.
It's a matter of understanding each other. I know you went through this. I went through it. As a young player, Nembhard's a freshman, okay? Yeah. He is the guy that is your ball handler. He is going to get your offense into it. It's going to take him and his teammates a while to know where everyone needs to be. Yeah. And that's part of it, is just getting to know each other. That's what these games are used for, and Mike White understands.
Well, listen, they're coming off of 10 days, right? I mean, it's a 10-day hiatus. They got a couple of games before they get into conference play, but these are the games, Fish, that you want to see a strong second half to get ready for the second half of the season.
That's right. And in particular, because Florida's defense is so good, they're the other team in the SEC besides the ranked teams that are getting top 25 votes right now. If they can get it going offensively, this team has a high ceiling. And so I'm being kind of tough on them because I know the way they defend.
You know the potential, right?
I know the potential is there. And so if they can get stops, get out a little bit earlier, they're making all tough shots. Kayvon Allen, Keith Stone, these are guarded shots that they just be happening to make. And give credit, Mercer's a solid basketball team, better than their record indicates. But I think if they get out faster, their scoring opportunities will pick up a little bit.
Yes, Pat Brad, I saw you in the corner of my eye with the highlight. You're highlighting something on there. What is it?
The third easiest shot on the floor. You get dunks, you get layups, you get free throws.
Yep.
Florida has only shot 2 free throws.
Thank you.
So easy
outside shots.
You got to get to the free throw line. You got to get dunks and layups. How do you do that?
We'll see what Mike White has an answer for that in the second half. Another game that's going on right now. Conzo Martin, he's got an answer for Xavier. Yeah. Xavier was a 1 seed last year, right? Am I correct? Like, the Google.com.
No, you're correct. You are correct.
Mark Smith's given space, knocks down the 3. Tigers lead by 19. Jordan Geis. How about the
little general, man? There's no doubt. He has taken on everything on his shoulders. He's tough. He's a great leader. And the guys trust him right now. There's Mark Smith, who's another great addition to this team.
69-49. Nice lead for Missouri right now. Noah Locke, you trying to get something done from outside? Bang. Got it done right before half. Gators up 6 on Mercer.
Well, we welcome you back into the Stephen C. O'Connell Center as Florida able to make it out of the first half unscathed, 34-28. Welcome you courtside alongside Mark Wise. I'm Sam Ravage. Great to have you with us here tonight, Mark. This was not exactly a pretty first half of basketball. Both teams shooting under 40%. But what did you see from Mercer, especially heading into the latter parts of that first half, and even by Florida heading into the latter parts of the first half?
Well, Mercer wants to make you uncomfortable on the half-court defensively, and then they have relied on a heavy dose of Ross Cummings on the offensive end, and he has responded with 13 first-half points. On the other end, Florida, I think, needs to look for early offense, transition opportunities. See if you can find the freshman Noah Locke in transition. Locke was fantastic in the first 20, including this buzzer-beating 3 to end the half. Locke with 11 points in the first half, and that's a good sign because he had been struggling the last couple of games.
The last 2 games combined 10 points. He's already got 11 tonight. Ross Cummings leading the way. He's almost at his per-game average at 13.5. He's got 13.
Here's a concern I have if I'm Bob Hoffman, though. Cummings played all 20 minutes in the first half.
And also Mercer finished 0 of their last 6 shots. They're on a current 6-minute and 30-second scoring drought. Florida able to get that last second shot from Locke, but they did not finish all that strong either. Nembhard down low, trying to create some space against Cohen. Has to throw it away, 10 on the shot clock. Kayvon Allen driving, has it knocked away. And Mercer up with it.
Florida is starting the second half like they did the first half with a giveaway.
A couple of turnovers came back to hurt Florida, about even in that category, though. Gators with 7, Mercer with 6. How about Stair? Blocked at the rim. Devarius Hayes.
Wow. Hayes, the ultimate in rim protection.
Ross Cummings with 3 on the clock. Off the mark.
Notice Allen got the start in the second half. Hudson back to the bench. See, this is just out of control.
Keith Stone too strong in the lane. Corey Kilby taking the charge.
The wraparound. And here is the dunk attempt by Stair. And Hayes would have none of it.
Team leader in that category, 1.7 blocks per game, 11th in the SEC, 6.2 rebounds. Drive in the lane against Devarius Hayes at your own risk. Down low to Jalen Stowe. Able to convert with contact there. Stowe, he's got 5 tonight.
I think Florida needs more ball movement, more body movement on offense, getting organized. They've kind of gone away from their spread and read offense, more of a set offense. See that little deflection right there? That doesn't seem like a big thing, but that messed up the opportunity for the three-point shot. Now Nembhard bails his own team out.
I was just about to say, Nembhard not on the board yet, just got his first points of the game, averaging about 8.
I think his three-point shooting, 46% on the year, has been a very pleasant surprise for Mike White.
Marcus Cohen goes to the floor.
Mercer with Stowe inside. Cummins comes off the screen. And there's the finish inside by Stowe. And you know, see what he did? He went right at the shot blocker's chest. There's the deflection, which messed up the timing. But Johnson found his teammate, freshman to freshman.
Florida 37, Mercer 30. Eight on the shot clock. Nembhard with the ball. Has it poked away. Able to find Deontay Johnson.
I'm not sure that's the way the play was drawn up on the grease board. Oh,
Ross Cummings.
that's fun to watch.
Look out. They call him Mamba because of his ability to create shots. And yes, that may be a bit high of praise for Ross Cummings, but the Mamba was so good at creating his own shot, and Ross Cummings able to do so.
Off the bounce, in transition, a little look away. He was like a quarterback. Then looked the free safety off.
That's such a quick trigger too,
That's
right?
fun to watch.
Ross Cummings, 16 points tonight, 50%, 4 for 8 from beyond the arc.
Here's the 3-2 again.
Deontay Johnson from the elbow.
See, if that individual effort against the zone doesn't go in and you can't offensive rebound, I mean, trying to create off the bounce against the zone is really difficult.
Into traffic, couple of bodies colliding. Florida up with the ball. Cohen forcing that into traffic. Nembhard down the other side.
See, Locke either needed to catch it or rotate it. Everybody is keeping the ball one step too long.
10 on the shot clock for Nembhard. Once again, Florida running some deep shot clock possessions. Here's Johnson. Off the mark from 3. Noah Locke up with the ball, and another possession for Florida. Head coach Bob Hoffman not happy with that.
Players from both sides have been slipping.
Another thing, Florida only got to the free throw line for 2 shots in the first half. From long range again, Noah Locke off the mark and a foul underneath. 39-33, Florida on top. Our good friend Mark Wise put together some good trivia, and we will take a look at that when we get back. And we're back. Tomorrow we'll have a men's college basketball doubleheader for you when Virginia takes on South Carolina at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then after, it's Georgia Tech taking on Arkansas. Both games are right here, of course, on the SEC Network and on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere and anytime. Florida Gators up 39-33. Mercer hanging in, though. Under 16 left to go in the game.
Tuesday trivia for you, Sam.
Let's hear it.
Florida's BPI strength of schedule rank is 19th. So it got me to thinking, okay, let's look at the teams that are ranked in the top 20 in the BPI strength of schedule. There's only one team that has 0 or 1 loss, and that's Kansas. The point being, if you're willing to play these big-time schedules, and I love it. I love the fact of who Kansas plays and who Michigan State plays and who Gonzaga has played. But if you're going to play those teams, you're going to absorb some losses.
You have to be able to expect some losses. And also, 3 of the Gators' 4 losses have been decided by 7 points or less. It's not as if they're getting blown out in these games either. They're playing these teams close because of their defense, really, that's kept them in games.
Neither one of these teams closed the first half strong, and they didn't start the second half shooting the ball very well either. Mercer back to a 1-3-1. And then it kind of flattens out into a matchup.
Right.
And see, everybody's confused. Everybody doesn't exactly know where to go. But high-low is there.
Hayes slamming it down, making the O-Dome go crazy with some of the athletic leaps and jumps he's able to make throughout the course of the game.
Florida chasing the ball screen. And again, Mercer's just too good. Too well coached. Their ability to kind of get the shots that they want has been very impressive against a very good Florida defense.
Fardaws Amack on the receiving end of those points. Noah Locke open in the corner, knocking it down.
But that came because there were no dribbles. Ball reversal against the zone. Again, I said it before. The ball must go below the free throw line against the 3-2.
Florida starting to stretch it out. A 9-point lead. Mercer needing some buckets here with under 15. A lot of contact there and a late foul called. Stowe will go to the line.
Florida's last offensive possession. Watch the ball move and not stick. 1 pass 2, a dribble too many, a fake inside, and Johnson was able to find the soft spot of the zone. Once the ball goes in that free throw line area, so many good things happen against the zone.
A good look there by number 11, Keontae Johnson, one of the best pure athletes on this team, measured a 41.5-inch vertical when he arrived to Gainesville.
There's so few of us.
You're telling me you don't have a 41.5-inch vertical? That's shocking, Mark.
Maybe if I jump 3 times.
Stowe 1 for 2 at the line. Mercer Bears finished the first half on a 6-minute, 30-second scoring drought. Ross Cummings went a bit quiet. Georgi Dimitrievich also went away a bit.
Well, I think Cummings has gotten the Gators' defensive attention 100% now.
Cummings driving to the right. Hayes met right there. On the follow, no good. Fardaws Amack with the rebound. And Mercer with a fresh shot clock thrown right away. And you can see head coach Bob Hoffman asking why.
Because it's a bad passing angle. That's what he's looking at Dimitrievich about. Trying to throw an entry pass to a postman from just off the top of the key. Both teams. Too many miscues.
8 turnovers apiece, now 9 for Mercer. Gators have been able to convert a bit more off of those turnovers.
Florida has gone small.
That's
really small
there. Locke couldn't convert though.
3-guard lineup: Okaru, Nembhard, and Locke. You usually don't see Okaru and Nembhard on the floor at the same time.
Ross Cummings creates space off the back iron. Amac keeping it alive. Good battle down low with Amac and Hayes, a couple of big bodies. Dmitrievich driving into traffic, and he throws it away. 3-on-1 for the Gators. Johnson, a lot of contact, hard foul by Jalen Stowe.
Mercer foul on number 2.
Take another look as Nembhard gives the ball up. And we talked about Johnson and his linebacker body. Well, he's met by the other linebacker, Jalen Stowe, protecting the painted area, which is what you're supposed to do without it being flagrant in nature. Again, the Gators' struggles at the line continue.
First personal for Jalen Stowe on the night. Nobody really in foul trouble on either team.
This is the first team all year that has kind of made Florida get on its heels defensively. Why? Ball movement, good decision making. Cohen's been good at the point. Cummins has been good as a shooter. And Cummins is off the floor for the first time.
Stowe driving as it knocked away. It'll stay here with Mercer. You've seen a lot more hands in passing lanes, though, too, from the Gators in the second half. Some more disruptive defense. Ten on the shot clock. A little mismatch here for Cohen. Ethan Stair turns around at the elbow. Tough shot. Fardaws Amac with the rebound and one.
Well, this is the challenge for any time any team goes small ball. Basically 4 guards, 4 perimeter players. Can you be one and done on the glass? Amac had the smaller player on him, and then Florida reaches in. And that's an easy and one opportunity for the freshman.
Foul will go to Stokes. Amac can't convert the and one. Offensive rebound. Stowe gets the roll. Whistle blows.
And again, it's because Florida is unable to rebound with the small lineup. Mike White has no choice but to go bigger. So Stone returns.
Well, with that smaller defense there, they've been able to create some opportunities and get some rebounds there, and Stowe right back up with it. And just like that, the Mercer Bears are back within 5 with under 12 left to go in the game. It was a 4-point swing there for the Mercer Bears. Noah Locke will change that.
That is by far Florida's best executed half-court set. The ball went everywhere the Gators wanted it to go.
Noah Locke has got 17 points tonight. 6 for 11 from the field. Quick movement, Stair, top of the key. Can't get it back.
Better box out that time by Stokes.
Nembhard quick on the dribble, hands it to Stokes. And he goes up strong.
Big fella's got soft hands.
Isaiah Stokes. He gets his first points of the game. Florida stretching it to a 10-point lead. Now a little bit more back and forth. Stair, quick trigger. And it's going to stay with the Florida Gators.
Good execution. The pass out to Locke, and he knocks down another 3-ball. And in transition, trailing the play, it's Stokes, the big guy, with the finish inside, and Florida trying to create a little separation.
Tomorrow's the big day. It's signing day, and Dari Jean and ESPN National Recruiting Coordinator Craig Halbert will provide wall-to-wall coverage of all 14 SEC schools. Find out where the nation's top football recruits will land. The SEC Now Signing Day special noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, right here on the SEC Network and live on the ESPN apps. You can watch anywhere, anytime. A lot of news surrounding a lot of guesses as to where maybe Zach Harrison, perhaps the most compelling announcement of this cycle, will go. You see the SEC football recruiting rankings. Georgia and Alabama competing for the best. Texas A&M scooting in there with a couple of good verbal commits. Miami also. The state of Florida is very interesting. Who will win the state of Florida? Miami has already lost 5 2019 commits this year. Maybe the Gators will pick some of those up. Have to tune in tomorrow to our show on the SEC Now. They will have you covered.
Let me get this right. It's early signing.
Early
correct?
signing
I
day.
love it. I'm all for it. How about that? The sweeper.
How about Isaiah Stokes? Are you in for Isaiah Stokes too? The big man.
He could sign a football letter of intent, couldn't he? Maybe the first time Mercer's hitting a little bit of a danger zone.
Down by 12, Cummings driving, has it slapped away. And this was something you were talking about too, Mark. There's only so much you can do when you have these big bodies like Stokes and also Stone down low and Cummings driving the lane. Florida certainly has the height advantage in this one. Marcus Cohen from Tampa, Florida.
How good has he been?
Marcus Cohen.
He played at Sickles High School. He played for Ronaldo Garcia, who was a former Florida guard.
Allen holding the ball up top. Isaiah Stokes on Fardaz Amack. This has been a good matchup down low. And it's tipped away by Amack. Bob Hoffman not happy with the call.
Only 3 to shoot. Look for somebody to wrap around.
Substitution for Florida, number 2, Andrew Nembhard.
Nembhard checking back into the game. With 3 on the shot clock, Florida was working ad nauseum on these inbound plays. Allen finds space. Can't convert with 3 on the shot clock.
Stokes gave him a really good screen. That's a pretty good look for an out under with 3 on the clock.
Dan Mullen, the head coach for Florida, has National Signing Day tomorrow, but they have to take a look at his Isaiah Stokes down here. Wait, he's been able to set some screens tonight. Jalen diving, and a good charge there.
Bob Hoffman saying he was inside the arc, the defensive arc. Take another look. Baseline drive by Stowe, who's been fearless. I don't know if he was there or not. Florida catches a break there.
Second personal on Jalen Stowe, the 6'4" senior guard.
Speaking and looking at Bob Hoffman, what about the conference that Mercer's going to have to deal with this year in terms of Furman and Wofford? Furman, one of those undefeateds.
How about Stokes? No good. Yeah, tough couple of first games there to start off their conference. They already lost 1 game to the Citadel, who's no slouch themselves in the Southern Conference.
Yeah, I had Citadel when they beat USF. Citadel shoots about 100 threes a game. Fun to watch. It's 1 pass ahead and let it fly.
Well, the Gators have done some of that tonight, and everybody's firing from beyond the arc.
But why is that shot different than the one Stone took in the first half? Because he caught it and shot it in rhythm. Bob Hoffman needs a timeout.
He's fired up, talking to a couple of the referees here about that last charging call.
In transition, Keith Stone knocks down the 3. Gators trying to create that separation.
Florida Gators starting to create some separation between them and the Mercer Bears. It's ugly sweater night here at the O-Dome. Just moments ago, Coach Bob Hoffman may have a case not only on 1 of these calls, but 2.
Left side of your screen, watch Stokes shove Amack out of the way and then didn't get set in the, or get cleared of the defensive arc. Stokes got away with not one, but 2 fouls in the same play.
He said, get out of the way, Fardaws. I did that to you in the media room before we had dinner. I said, out of the way, Mark. Down low, Amac able to regain possession.
Well, now we're even because Amac took about 6 steps there.
Cohen slipping. There's been a lot of bodies on the floor tonight. 5 on the shot clock. And with 8 minutes on the game clock, we will go ahead and step aside once again. 55-42, Florida in their driver's seat tonight. Well, tonight after our game, the SEC Now team will recap all the hoop games and talk more about the news around the conference. No one covers it like the SEC. You can also see it streaming live on the ESPN app. Our man Will, a cameraman, the flipping Santa hat.
Yeah, I want to talk about the hat, but I guess we're going to have to talk about our good hands play.
All-State good hands play. Time now for our good hands. And how about the hands of Noah Locke and the way that he's been able to shoot the ball tonight?
He's been dynamite from bonus land, knocking down 5 of 9, 17 points, has led the Gators in scoring. Locke's 5 threes are the most by a Florida freshman since Kayvon Allen had 6, January 16 of 2016.
55-42. Yeah, we got to see if we can get Will's hat and get it down here for you, because I think
Saturday. Can we take it Saturday?
We can take it Saturday.
To Jackson.
We'll be in Jackson for Mississippi State and Wright State. That'll be a good one. It does not stop. That is fantastic.
I love that hat. I've got to get me one of those.
Ross Cummings with 3 on the shot clock. Didn't have much of a shot there. And back the other way go the Gators. Good pass down low. Hayes has it stripped away by Cohen.
Hayes puts it on the deck. He's just not able to finish that kind of play. Hayes gives you so much effort-wise, protecting the rim, covers up a lot of mistakes on the defensive end, just challenged offensively.
What's some drills maybe that they've been working on with Hayes that you can try to get those hands better down low? Is there anything you can do?
By the time you're a senior, I don't think so. I think you've tried all of that.
Ross Cummings driving, good pass down low. Stowe.
But there's the effort guy again, Hayes.
He's able to really create some opportunities to help his team win on the other side too. 1.7 blocks per game.
Let's see if the ball moves a little better for Florida. It tends to stick.
Darius Hayes looking for some help, finds Nemmer. Noah Locke, don't leave him wide open. Can't make that one.
That might be the best shot he's had all night. When you have execution like that, as a coach, you can live with a missed shot.
A lot of the scoring for Mercer tonight has come from this man here, Ross Cummings.
You just wonder if all those minutes have added up. There's the effort guy again, though, Hayes. See, those are 4 wasted dribbles. The ball didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you can see Coach Mike White on the sideline saying, let's go, let's move it. A lot of movement around the perimeter, not much down low. And they'll settle for a deep shot once again.
It's not necessarily a bad shot, though. I mean, remember, this is a Florida team that just cannot attack anything with regularity block to block. But I love the effort of Hayes and what he gives you on the defensive end. We talk about Hayes, left side of your screen. Keep your eye now more in the middle. 13 wide. Watch as he's the help defender. Reads the play, shuffles his feet, goes vertical, gets the block. I mean, that's just 1-2. That's just great stuff by the senior from Live Oak.
4th foul on Stone. Ardaw's Amac waiting to check in, as is Keontae Johnson. Coach Bob Hoffman in his 11th season has had some unfriendly words to say to the referees tonight.
Well, now, Bob has a lot of things to say on most nights. I had a lot of fun with him today because we date each other in terms of recruiting in Milledgeville, Georgia back in the day. Just when you thought maybe Florida was going to pull away, Mercer continues to hang around. That's too easy.
Strong drive there from Kayvon Allen. And Allen notches into double digits tonight. He's got 11. Ross Cummings off of a screen, way off the mark.
Again, I just wonder if the cumulative effect of playing all those minutes has caught up with Cummings here in the second half.
Ross Cummings had 13 to start this second half. He's now got 16. Wide open for Nemert. Knocks it down.
You would normally like your big man to turn around and flush that. But unselfish play.
Even Hayes, after he passed the ball, said, that was all me. Cummings drives baseline with contact. No call.
Hayes is as good as any big in maintaining his verticality.
In transition. Foul underneath.
Couple of possessions ago. Take a look at Allen and his ability to get in the paint. It was early offense, finish at the rim with the kind roll. And then following that up with the wraparound pass. Hayes throws it out. I think even Nembhard was surprised.
Even Hayes, after he threw it away, throws his hands up. Oh, what am I doing? Nembhard will take it, though, and say thank you. Adding to the stat sheet, he's got 6 tonight. 60-44. Gators now in the driver's seat with 4:30 left to go. Cohen driving downstairs to Corey. And Kilby Corey with the up and under.
Kilby has some athletic bounce to him, doesn't he? Live legs. I know he struggled shooting the ball this year.
Picks up his first points of the game.
See, there's one pass and then 4 bodies are standing. But again, there's the deflection. That's, you just have to work harder at passing the basketball.
Something that Mike White has been talking about this entire week. Take care of the ball. Florida up by 14. Well, tomorrow we'll have a men's college basketball doubleheader for you when Virginia takes on South Carolina, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And after that, it's Georgia Tech taking on Arkansas. Both games are right here on the SEC Network and on the ESPN app. You can watch anywhere, anytime. Well, my friend Mark Wise has finally gotten the hat.
Well, I'm hoping that we can get my...
There it is. We got it from Will the
you don't
camera.
like it?
Well, here's the thing. It looks very good on you. I don't think it would look good on me.
I really wish we had had it earlier today when we visited Satchel's.
Satchel's was fantastic today, and everybody should definitely go there. You have to wear that hat to Satchel's next time. I got to explain this, too, because this is how you pick out your dessert when you're at Satchel's. You literally
You had fun.
I had a blast. It was amazing.
You can sit in the VW van. It's a little beat up. Okay, I get it.
But you can eat in a van. It's a very hippie kind of feel. Great pizza. And for those who have been to Gainesville, they know about Satchel's.
I didn't know you were actually going to get me that hat.
Hey,
I love it.
That's one of the best hats I've ever seen. And
that's a shot. Johnson's got to finish on the out under, a little mid-range teardrop. Well, does Mercer have one more run in it?
Mercer 1 for the last 7 from the field. Good pass to Cummings, strong drive and finish.
Yeah, he burnt Nembhard there. That's a play and a call out of the timeout.
Mercer has tried to figure out a way to be more creative with those backdoor passes in the second half.
And Mercer only has 3 team fouls. That may come into play.
Some contact there on Hudson, who thought he was fouled after he pulled up for 3. Jalen Hudson, who made his first start today since November 22nd, was pulled out of the game and was just 1 for 7 from the field, so his struggles continue.
He is now 6 for 34 on the year from the arc. That's a travel.
There's too many steps there, and I think Allen knew it.
I know LeBron gets away with that.
Coach White saying, what are you doing?
Well, this isn't over.
Yeah.
Make a 3, get a stop, make a 3, game on.
Nobody knows better than Florida that Ross Cummings and this guy, Dimitrievich, can go off for 3. That's exactly what Florida needs to prevent.
Much better defense that time, but it all started with Hayes stepping out on Cummings.
Under 3 left to go in the game. Gators up by 12. Florida trying to stay undefeated at the O-Dome this season. They're 3-0. Jalen Hudson's pass was good, finish not so much. Marcus Cohen finding Amack down low, falls in the hands of Corey Kilby. And Corey Kilby will go to the line and try to complete an and 1.
Bears catch a break on a deflection. Watch as the pass gets deflected here by Johnson, but right to Kilby, who'll go to the line to try and complete that and 1, as you talked about, and all of a sudden it's 10. I think at some point in time, if you're Mercer, you have to think about utilizing your fouls. That may come into play.
Strong rebound from Johnson. Jalen Hudson has checked out of the game. He only came in for a couple of minutes, and Coach White with a quick trigger there. Foul on the reach around from Cummings.
Well, again, Mercer not anywhere close to putting Florida in the bonus, so take some chances. They've gone to their 1-3-1, but they've gone to more of a trapping style. And Bob Hoffman switches up like he has all game and goes man. Florida seems like they've lost their aggression. They've gotten too consumed with looking at the score and the clock.
Noah Locke has it poked away. But it jammed his finger there as well. Mercer on a 6-0 run. They're trailing by 10 with less than 2 left to go. It'll take a monumental comeback. 4 on the shot clock. Nembhard almost walked. 1 on the shot clock. Did he get it off? No, he did not. And a turnover goes Mercer's way.
And Florida is limping to the finish line. Mike White begging for more energy on offense.
That was something he talked about too. When we were talking to Coach White during their shoot around today, he said that heading down the stretch, Florida has not played the way he wanted them to play, meaning there wasn't that intensity. There wasn't as many people getting on the ground. And there were some lazy fouls. And Hayes may be committing one there.
Well, when you play so many freshmen that Florida has done, you would think they would not be as good defensively as the Gators have been. But Mike White has a lot of trust with his young guys, especially on the defensive end and their accountability for their play.
A couple of crucial free throws here. Stowe knocks down his first. Florida has a couple of big men in some foul trouble. Hayes picking up his 4th foul there, and Keith Stone also has 4 fouls.
I think Mercer, if they make this free throw, they're going to get their pressing team in.
And here we go. Mercer sending in some of their quicker players.
You know, I had Mercer last year against Alabama in a game in Huntsville, and is eerily similar because Mercer almost stole the game after being down like 10 with 2 minutes to go.
And Florida Mike White having some communication issues with his refereeing crew, saying he didn't call a timeout, but I believe Allen may have called the timeout underneath. Nonetheless, Mercer trailing by 8 with 1:40 left to go. Here's our SECnetwork.com primetime performers. Terrence Davis of Ole Miss dropped down 20 points against Chattanooga. Admiral Schofield of the Volunteers, a double-double against Memphis. He's pretty much averaging a double-double this year. Jared Harper of Auburn, 31 against UAB, and Keldon Johnson of Kentucky dropped in 24 against Utah. And you look at some of these players, and a couple of players you may see at the end of the year with Player of the Year as far as that category goes.
There's some great duos in this league, though. Williams and Schofield at Tennessee, Brown and Harper at Auburn, Tyree and Davis at Ole Miss. We're going to see Quindary, Weatherspoon, and Peters at Mississippi State, Gafford and Isaiah Joe at Arkansas. Some high-scoring duos in this Southeastern Conference.
And just as you predicted, friend, they will try to use up a couple of fouls. Checking in, number 5, DJ Peavy in black. Number 10, Daniel Love in black, as well as CJ Williamson for Mercer.
Just team foul number 5. Offensively, you need to come and meet all passes.
Couple of substitutions trying to play some quick defense. And Allen quickly up the court, falling to his feet. And a foul there, CJ Williamson, his first.
Mercer foul on number 15, C.J. Williamson.
So the next foul will put Florida at the free throw line. And because of that, Bob Hoffman got what he wanted out of his line shift, if you will. So now his offensive guys are back in, including Cummins and Cohen. Well, I just hate that. I just hate it when players just kind of stand there and say, lob me the ball. And all of a sudden, it's game on.
Look out. It is a 6-point game and a foul committed, nearly no time taken off the clock. All right, so the Bears trailed at one point, meaning about 15 seconds ago, trailed by 10. Now they're down by 6. 1:22 left to go in the game, and
all of a sudden, for a team that doesn't shoot free throws very well, a lot of pressure on the freshman.
Nembhard, a 5-star recruit out of Ontario, Canada, knocks it down. And again, the Gators, 312 out of 351 Division I teams in free throw shooting.
Makes it a 3-possession game.
Nembhard knocking down both. That may allow the Gators to breathe just a little bit more for a second. Cohen into the corner. Off the mark, Stowe with an offensive board. Goes back up, has it knocked away. And Hayes able to secure the rebound, and Nembhard gets fouled.
Kavarius Hayes with one of the all-time great effort plays that you will ever see. Keep your eye on 13 and White. He closes out in the corner, but keep your eye on him. Watch him come from your right side of your screen to disrupt the play and then come up with the rebound. That is big-time stuff.
5 blocks for Kavarius Hayes. That ties a career high. And a job well done. 6'9" senior center from Live Oak, Florida. Also has 11 boards. That is also a career high, and a job well done for Kavarius Hayes tonight.
If Nembhard can make this, it'll be a 4-possession game.
A minute left to go. Mercer able to pull within 8 with 1:03 left to go and a quick timeout by Coach Bob Hoffman.
One of the things that Florida has not been able to handle is Cohen off the bounce all night long. The 6'4" sophomore from Tampa has just beaten defender after defender off the bounce. And with Florida guarding the arc, they're willing to give up the deuce in that situation.
Mercer certainly has the three-point shooters to come right back in this game in 1 minute and 3 seconds. Is enough time to do it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no question about it. One of the struggles for this Florida team is finding a consistent double-figure score, and you would have thought entering the year that it would be Allen or Hudson. And certainly their leading scorer on the year is Allen, but when you talk about the teams with the fewest points per game by team's leading scorer, Florida's Kayvon Allen, that's the 4th lowest leading scorer in the country. And so Florida barely has one guy in double figures. So again, they're all about role definition. And one of the things that's made this more difficult is because Mike White has had to redefine what Jalen Hudson's role is. He's had to redefine what Kayvon Allen's role is. He's had to redefine what Keith Stone's role is. And you're just not going to do that through 7, 8, 10 games. So this is very much a work in progress team. If they can survive here, they have Florida Gulf Coast on the weekend in Sunrise, and then they have what I think is a huge non-conference opportunity December 29th when the rematch with Butler will happen right here in Exactech Arena. Remember, Butler beat Florida in the battle for Atlantis.
Florida lost 2 or 3 in that battle for Atlantis, and a chance for redemption against Butler in about a week or so. Nembhard with the spin move quickly up to Hayes, and he will slam it home.
That's good execution. The ball was inbounded to your best free throw shooter, who shot the ball to your best assist man.
Ethan Stair trying to do something with the ball, and he gets a friendly roll and a quick timeout once again.
If you're Florida, you're willing to give up a deuce in that situation. You just wanted to guard the arc.
66-58. Florida able to distribute the ball, like you said. 3 players with double-digit points.
But they need, Sam, excuse me, they need a 15-point score every night. Now, it doesn't have to be the same guy, but, you know, Locke is 1 off his career high. It's the 3rd time this season he's been in double figures. Nembhard in double figures for the 4th time. They just can't find any consistency in the scoring department. And, man, that makes it hard to coach.
Well, let me ask you this, too, because SEC play is not that far away.
Right.
And this is an SEC conference this year that scores a lot of points. Is Florida in danger if they can't do that, if they can't find somebody on any given night to give you 15?
Well, I think what Florida has shown with their non-conference schedule is they can control the tempo with their defense.
Right.
The question is, can they win on the big board when they do that? And they've had trouble doing that. No question, they have been marvelous on the defensive end. As you take a look at Florida's upcoming schedule that I talked about, they open league play here in Exactech against South Carolina, then on the road at Arkansas. You and I have had Arkansas.
Right.
Daniel Gafford runs the floor as well as any big in the country. Isaiah Joe is a knockdown shooter. And then that duo comes to town. The Williams and Admiral show.
That's not an easy game, although it certainly will help that you can play here in Exactech. But you would certainly think, with a tough non-conference schedule, the Gators have set themselves up at least to know what kind of competition they have coming their way. As they lead 66-58 and a knockdown 3 from Jalen Stowe. Brings the Bears within 5 with 26.5 left to go and a foul committed.
It's just not going to be easy, is it? Now remember, this is a Mercer team that lost on the road to Georgia State by 2. Remember, Georgia State came back and beat Alabama. They went on the road and played NC State and lost by 4. They lost by 10 to the Citadel. Florida Atlantic has gotten off to a great start this year under first-year head coach Dusty May. They lost by 4, so they have played everybody tough.
Bears, again, losing 5 seniors from last year's team. 10 newcomers to this Mercer team, and just trying to find their way. 0-5 on the road and trailing by 7 with 25 left to go. Ross Cummings trying to make something of it. Ethan Stair is there for the putback. 19 left on the clock. Have to be careful with the ball here. A turnover would change things and a foul called. Georgi Dimitrievich.
And Bob Hoffman's team changed defense. They were effective. They got good shooting performance from Cummings. They had a great driving game, if you want to put it that way, off the bounce by Cohen. Florida created just enough separation midway through the second half.
Allen knocks down his first. He's got 14 tonight.
Well, this is the guy you want at the line. Career #1 in free throw percentage at Florida.
He knocks down both.
Well, I like this move by Mike White. Back to his three-quarter zone. Why? Just to slow Mercer down. Now, that's a bad foul by Nembhard. You just have to give all the way there defensively. So Mercer's going to have to go to the line and knock down the bonus.
Andrew Nembhard now learning what it is like to play these close games. The freshman point guard from Ontario.
Marcus Cohen. He'll shoot.
And Marcus Cohen will go to the line. A lot of the scoring tonight has been between Cohen and Cummings. Stowe also has 13 for Mercer. That free throw way off the mark, and a foul once again by Dimitrievich.
This is an important free throw, I think, for Noah Locke. He's had a great scoring game. He went to the line about a minute ago and missed the bonus. If you want to be in late game situations, you must, as a guard, be able to knock down free throws.
Locke can't convert on that one. He's 0 for 2 from the free throw line now tonight. They will knock that one down.
That's 9 of 11 in the last 90 seconds, so that's more than acceptable.
Stair from long range, no dice.
Again, Hayes, the effort guy, with the great closeout.
Florida Gators win 71-63 against the Mercer Bears. Florida remains undefeated at home. Once again, our final score 71-63. Coming up next, SEC Now from Mark Wise, our entire crew. I'm Sam Ravitch. So long from Gainesville. Now, let's head back to our studios.
Good win for the Gators. Took a while to get there. 71-63. Damian Fishback, Pat Bradley. I am Peter Burns. A win for that Florida team. We're going to see how they were going to at least bounce back against after a really emotional Michigan State loss 10 days ago, and they got that W.
The question is always, are you getting better? And I think this Florida team got better tonight. Mark Weiss mentioned it. He talked about how close Mercer had played some of those other teams, whether it be Georgia State or whether it be NC State. The one thing we know about Florida is their defense is solid. We knew that before this game. But I think some guys took some strides. We didn't quite see it from Jalen Hudson. He'll have to figure that out on his own in the gym late night by himself. You remember that, Pat? Just
no
getting
question.
in there when the lights are turned out, sneak in there, find your vibe, and get your swagger back. But Locke played in a sensational game. Nembhard, Kayvon Allen, I really thought they did it by committee offensively, and that's something that Coach Mike White has to be excited about.
7 assists. Nembhard, we talked about him just getting accustomed to playing with these guys. He's got his fellow freshmen. He's got a lot on his shoulders now because he understands he needs to get that half-court offense rolling.
Florida goes in to win 71-63. Joining us is the head coach of those Florida Gators, Coach Mike White. Coach, when we look at this team coming off an emotional loss to Michigan State, what did you learn about your Gators after the first game after a 10-day hiatus?
Oh, we probably got to reevaluate everything we did in practice the last 10 days. First off, Coach Hoffman and Mercer are terrific. They execute as well as anybody in the country. They're very tough. They play a crazy schedule, as do a lot of mid-major schools. by design, of course, out of necessity. But they were prepared. They threw a lot of zone at us. They kept us off balance defensively throughout the game. We never got into a really good offensive rhythm, which is how we've been really throughout this year. And we spent a lot of time on offense in the last 10 days or so. And we didn't see a lot of dividends tonight, but hopefully we will moving forward, because we did some good things. I thought Noah Locke was really good. We did enough defensively in the second half, but it was one of our toughest defensive performances with this current team.
You said that, Coach, about changing up what you did over the last 10 days. It was some pretty physical practices, a lot of loose ball drills, and kind of getting back to fundamentals.
Yeah.
What didn't connect with the guys tonight?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think this team right now is lacking a little bit of confidence. Obviously, offensively, but defensively even tonight, and in other areas, we played unsure of ourselves. We seemed to step slow, which this team has been terrific defensively. I mean, we haven't been exposed really at a high level other than game one, and so these guys have worked really hard. But in our guys' defense, we logged some 4-hour practices, which is pretty unique for this team and for this program. It's something I've never done, and not to take anything away from Mercer at all, because they were terrific, and they always are. But you know, maybe I got to our guys' legs a little bit too much, which led to not being, again, quite as quick to the basketball, heavy-legged offensively with a few open threes that you know, we've got to knock down. They got more loose balls than we did, unfortunately, so I'm not sure those loose ball drills are working.
Coach, you talked about those young legs getting tired. It's amazing, isn't it? Even at 18, 19 years old, you can still get in them and send them a message through fatigue. I want to talk about Nebhard and him and being able to orchestrate the offense. Where do you think he can take this offense? You talked about the struggles offensively, but from a half-court standpoint, what can you expect out of him?
Well, he's a director of traffic. He's a really quick thinker. He really sees the game, understands it. He's got size. He's got poise. He's got confidence. He's got toughness. He's very, very good, of course, and that's why his assist turnover numbers are what they are. He communicates well. He understands where everyone on the court is supposed to be at any given time, and so he's kind of the head of the snake right now. He'll continue to get better, and we've got to get everyone around him to make a jump offensively too over the next couple months.
Coach, let's smile, right? Thank you so much. I mean, at the end of the day, it ends up being a W, and you guys continue to move on. Congratulations on that win and moving forward with the Florida Gators, okay?
Ready for practice tomorrow. All right, fellas. Thanks, guys.
There it is, Coach Mike White joining us. Again, he talked about it. And I think we get, because that's the expectations we have from Mike White. I was almost a compliment to him, Fish, is because we know how good these Mike White teams can be. And I think that he kind of feels that as well, too.
I agree, and I think that, you know, if we take the same mindset as Nembhard and distribute the basketball a little bit more, let Fish get in some questions, we'll be better, Peter.
So I asked 2 questions.
Yeah, Fish. Can I talk to Mike White?
Fish. Hey, this man right here,
I heard him.
He's a 40% three-point shooter career, okay? Hey. Just give him the rock and everybody get out the way.
I'll get you the rock a little bit more.
I'm kidding. Listen, I think Coach Mike White has such stern and high expectations for his team. Let's remember, just we're in the Elite Eight, and so he wants to get his team to a certain level. If they reach those expectations, I fully expect the Florida Gators to be back in the NCAA tournament.
How about this? I promise you, over the next hour, you're going to get a chance to answer a lot of questions. Good with that? We friends again?
Hey, y'all tell him.
We'll see. It could be an awkward hour of television. Starts now.